Hot breath. Dude, this is the first time we got the angle for Alton Walker here, man.
Like I said, I heard about it. Man, yeah, I got to get it to work on my computer. I need that to work.
What do you need it all for? What do you got cooking up?
My software it doesn't work on my software. I need to update my software.
But what would you use it for?
At the station, at KISS.
Oh.
You know, especially when we have like interviews, somebody coming to the station, work, recording or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes you can just outsource it. They
have to pay for it, but they're probably, that's Cox Media, so they're gonna probably they're in there.
They'd cut the check.
They would.
We got Bold Koi right here.
They may.
I'm just saying.
They already, they got WSB, they got all those cameras in there. Okay. Yeah, Cox Media, Cox Media is huge, man.
I know what Cox Media is.
Yeah, I know you.
I know, that's the Starship.
Yeah. That's what I'm in there trying to get. I'm trying to get myself in there, man.
Well,
I'm
it's
in
working
there now, but I need to get more in there. So we'll see what's going on, man.
You're getting in there. That's why we timed this out when we did, man. This interview is right on time.
I'm in there, man.
Because you are, you're
tough.
there.
Yeah.
You've put in all the work, and now you're starting to see some returns trickle in at this moment. But it's going to be a flood soon, man.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, won't he do it
Won't
now?
he do it?
Won't he do it? We got. Speaking of flood, we have Fontis water here for you.
Yeah.
That's all you, my dog.
Hot breath. I always be thinking I told you, I hope you put in mints before you did that.
No doubt.
Because it's
you hear it. You're hot brethren. Yeah.
You can feel the breath when you do it every time, man. You be like, I feel this breath and I know it's through a podcast.
Yeah. My wife hates it.
Hates it.
That's why I do it every episode.
Like, ooh, I can feel it on my neck, man.
How does it feel to now you listen, but now you're on?
Oh man, this is huge, man.
Yeah.
Hot breath is gonna be something big, man. It's already big, like amongst comedians. Comedians know about this thing, but dude, man, you have room to really take this thing to a way another level.
What do you see for us?
You already did Montreal. You did. They should be paying you now. It's gonna be soon. Sooner or later, people gonna be paying you, and then people gonna be paying you to get on the show.
No, yeah, exactly.
We're gonna be calling you. Hey, man, I gotta push this movie, man. I need to get on, man. But nah, I haven't seen anything like it. So,
but that's why I like you is because you've been able to create a living like your way, not really relying on anyone else. It's like you found a way to build a brand and really monetize it.
Yeah. It takes work, though. It takes work. When I quit my job 3.5 years ago.
And what was that job?
I was working at Clayton State University. Okay. I was an admission rep. So when I graduated college, I had a bachelor's in, I have a bachelor's in mass communication.
Okay.
That's dealing with radio, video, audio, all that. I can do all that. Voiceovers, edit videos. I do it well. But I started working in admissions because I didn't have a job when I graduated college. So I worked at Payne in admissions. Then I moved over to Clayton State. And I was just working in admissions, man, getting students in school. And what we would do is, to get to a high school, we had to send out emails. We would send an email blast to a bunch of teachers or a bunch of college, high school counselors asking, can we come in and talk to their students? So that's what we did. And we did college fairs. We set up a table and all that stuff. That's what we did. And so I took those same skills and applied to myself. So I sent out emails all day, man.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that.
Oh yeah, we did.
That's what I feel like, because we've talked after shows, and I feel like you're just bubbling with insight for comics that you haven't been able to share. So that's what this is about.
Oh yeah,
get it all out, man.
I don't mind, and I don't mind because a lot of comedians not going to do it.
That's what I don't get. People withhold information. I'm like, you can give them the sauce, but they got to cook it.
They got to cook it. Now, I do. Eventually, I'm going to charge. So I'm like, if anybody want information, they better get it out of me now while I'm in this just free, give it out. But
that's why we're here.
I've noticed the information that we sat down and talked, I guess we'll talk about it today, but that information, I've gave it to at least 5 to 10 other comedians. Have they done it? No.
Yep.
Because it takes work, man, to do that part of comedy, like the administration part. You know, I'm tired of comedy. Like, okay, I started doing comedy. I was doing churches. Nothing but churches. 5 years in the game in churches. Then some told me to start doing clubs. And I started doing clubs, and I saw why the funniest comedians aren't working. Like you gotta have if you don't have a booking agent or some kind of booking manager, somebody that's going out to get the bookings for you, how are you getting booked? And I guess they think just going around town and getting on stages, which you can get booked, but how long is that gonna work? I mean, so it's an administration part that I don't get. Like, especially full-time comedians. What do you do during the day? Do you just play video games and chill and lay down and then go out on the stage at night? Is that what you think this comedy business is about? And it's not. So I told comedians, and I follow up. Did you do it? Yeah, I did it one day, but man, you know, I'm like, all right, stop complaining about getting booked then.
Boom. So let's get into it. Let's get into the administrative work.
Oh yeah. So I feel like
we can do one at a time too, because I know you got a couple different streams.
So I feel like this. When I worked at Clayton State, I had to be in my office at 8. I got off at 5 o'clock. You know, luckily I was a recruiter, so sometimes I didn't have to go in till, you know, if I went to a school, I'd probably go home or something like that. But usually you work 9 to 5 job. From 9 to 5, it's like, I see so many people, entrepreneurs, they give all this energy and their life to a job for 9 to 5, and they give it all to them and complain. I'm doing all this for this company, man. They don't give me a raise, blah, 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 blah. Then they jump off their job, and it's like, what are you doing from 9 to 5? You sleep in till when? So I treat my comedy like a 9 to 5. I wake up every morning. I'm at my desk. Well, now I'm on a morning show, so I have to be up at 3:30 every morning. Because the show starts at 5. Sometimes I can get up at 4 and still make it. Because I have my segment, I write my segment, and I have to be at that station at least about 4:30, before 5 o'clock. Because my segment is the first segment that they do. It's come on at 5:10. Well, earlier than that, because we have to do a teaser. So I have to be up then. I go home, I may take a quick little nap, then I wake up and I start my job. I get on the computer and start booking. You know what I'm saying? So, but before I was doing that, I would wake up at 8 o'clock, get dressed, be at my desk at 9 o'clock. And I get off at 5.
See, you don't
for myself,
and you may do like a lunch break, but you structure your day.
Sometimes
like
I don't. Sometimes you know, if you're working from home, you know, the kitchen right there. You just pick you something and get back to work. So I don't really take lunch breaks like that. But what I'm saying is I treated it as if I was working at Clayton State University.
Yeah,
I'm giving myself the same amount of energy I gave those people, and I get tired of people not putting that energy that they gave someone else into themselves. I don't get it.
That's the thing with, like, especially if we're just keeping it comedy based, is like being a full-time comedian and you're at home, it's like you have the freedom to do whatever you want, but it's also you have the freedom to do whatever you shouldn't. So I have trouble, because, you know, I'm full-time working from home, and I have trouble staying focused or like committing an entire day. Like I may be able, some days, you know, I do, other days it's like an hour and then I get like ADD or whatever. Like how do you keep yourself within that structure of the day?
I got to pay these bills.
So it's just needs based.
I have to pay. And it's like, I did it for a job.
Right.
Like I did it for a company. I was on time.
Yeah,
like,
me too. Yeah.
Like every day.
Yeah.
I wasn't missing. So it's like, why not do it for yourself? And sometimes you have to, you know, sometimes I find myself, if I do that, I used to leave the house and maybe go to Starbucks. Like get out the house and go work in another environment. If you're getting kind of like, oh, okay, I'm getting lazy, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time, man, if you have your setup, you have your desk, don't sit on your couch. Yeah. Don't be relaxed, you know, get a desk, get a workspace and get fully dressed, take a shower, but like you're going on a job and sit at that desk and get to work.
Do you structure your days like, okay, today I'm doing the email bookings. Today I'm working on because you do a lot of workshops too. So it's like today I'm working on my workshops. Like, do you commit certain tasks to each day? How do you do that?
Mean, you have to, because and I'll be honest, like lately, my comedy has been taken off, but my workshops, the last workshop I've done, We did a college fair, but the last workshop I think was in September. And that's because I haven't been booking it. I haven't been sending out emails to colleges and schools. I've been sending my comedy emails out, and they're coming in. But the booking part for the workshops has declined because I haven't been focusing on it. So I noticed when I don't focus on something, so you saying that, I'm like, yeah, starting in January, I have to do another another marketing reboot for the Next in Line Network, which is my company that do workshops, because my workshops decline. And the booking of them, because nobody knows about it. They know about it through social media, but when I send out emails or get in my car and stop by a high school, stop by a college and get in front of their faces like, look, this is what I have, I get booked. People book you when you send out emails. You'll be surprised.
Well, let's get into that part, because you mentioned I'll sit down, treat it like a job, and then do my booking emails. But you have a whole system behind this.
I got a whole system, man.
Let's spill it.
So, first of all, man, there's this...
Yes.
There's this.
So excited.
There's this add-on. Especially if you have a Mac, and I don't know how it work on any other thing, a PC or whatever.
Any other thing. If it's not a Mac
computer, I'm really big on Mac. But so there's this add-on called Google Extract Email, Google Email Extractor. It allows you to pull all the emails within a website. So say if you go to any website, like I always go to like a college, and they'll have all these staff members under that directory. It's like 600 people. Now, you can go one by one. What I used to do, I used to go one by one and take each email and put it in Excel. It used to take me forever. It would take every email and take it and put it in Excel so I could have my, it's
like a database.
A database, yeah. So, but you can download that. That way you can pull emails. I throw them in Excel, and I send out an email blast once a week or twice a week. Sometimes I send out over 2,000 emails a week.
Jeez.
And it's cold emails. These are people that I don't know.
Gosh.
Never met them, but these are emails. Like today, I sent out 8,500 because I have a database of over 8,500 emails. So those people I sent again, and it's through like this third party called MailerLite. It's almost like MailChimp.
Like MailChimp? Okay.
Yeah, so if I send you an email already, you go into my MailChimp because you're going to get a monthly email, and then you can unsubscribe yourself.
Okay.
Until you unsubscribe, you're going to get an email from me every month saying that, hey, I'm doing this, book, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, today I literally sent out 8,500 emails. But
just a blast.
Just a blast. And then I found out with MailerLite, some of it's going to spam. So I'm looking at my list, and it's people that never opened up my email. So now I decided to take those emails, put it in my actual email, BCC blind copy, and make sure they're getting it. Because they haven't even opened it, man. Now, it's people that opened it 20 times, but it's some people that never opened it at all because it's going to their spam.
So let's get into the weeds here. So first off, what is like the title of the email?
It depends on what you're trying to do. Like today was bring laughter to your holiday event.
Boom.
But I started sending this email in October because the holidays are coming up. Yeah. Now, when it get close to the new year, it's going to say, Happy New Year, blah, 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 bring comedy to your new year, start your new year with laughter, blah, 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 with comedian Alton Walker. And then the email will change up, the design will change up, stuff like that. But that's for the email blast. I send another email out through Microsoft Word, and it's typed out because I'm finding out people. This is probably a lot going on. People are like, I'm probably hurting their brain right now.
No, that's why we're doing this, because there's so much that just pours out of you. So I wanted to be sure to like capture this for people.
And I bring it all together, but
it's all making sense though.
Yeah, okay. So it's two type of emails I send out.
You're not confusing. Yeah, it's just a lot of good information.
Yeah. So it's two type of emails, the MailerLite, but then I also send the email out through Microsoft Word, which you can send out through Mail Merger.
Okay.
Like you can type an email out through Microsoft and mail merge it into your actual email account, and they'll send out an email blast through Microsoft.
And Mail Merger is an app?
It's in Microsoft. It's in Microsoft Word. If you go to Tools in Microsoft, you go down, you'll see Mail Merger. And if you have Outlook or whatever that's connected to your email, it'll send an email blast through Microsoft by pulling the emails from your Excel file. So you can download your Excel file up to, just like you do MailerLite or MailChimp, but you can upload it to Microsoft Word, and it'll send an email blast out like that. And the reason why I do that, because people will read the email before they look at a nice designed email that feel like you're selling something.
So that's what MailerLite is like a designed email.
MailerLite feel like, if you look at it, feel like you're selling something. Okay. Hey, it's big, it's nice, it's nicely decorated. But when people look at it, most of the time when you look at stuff like that, what you do? Oh, you don't even read it.
Right.
You know, you just move on because it feel like somebody's trying to sell you something.
So the MailerLite, and let's compare them. So the MailerLite is like a designed email, like it'll have a picture of you, your
buttons
name,
buttons you can press,
services you provide.
Yeah.
Okay.
And video, but it's embedded in there. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, it feel like yeah, he wants something. But if I notice when I type it out and say, hey, how you doing? My name is comedian Alton Walker. Just seeing if you want to add comedy to your event, blah, 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 blah. They actually read it. You know, because I guess they feel like it's okay. This is really a conversation. This, you know,
you did it to them.
Yeah. So I send that one first. That's the one I send out first. That's my initial contact with people, is the typed out email. Once I send that, then I move you over to MailerLite so you can be part of the monthly blast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the mail merger, it merges like your 8,500 emails in Excel.
Yeah. So
through the Word.
Yeah. So if you're say if you're like today, you're deciding to go to, so for instance, I do churches, right? So I will go to a church website, or I find a website that have a list of a bunch of churches. I go to that website and I'll go to that church website and I'll pull all the emails that's of the staff at that church.
From the add-on, right?
From the add-on.
So what's the add-on called again?
It's called Google Email Extractor.
Perfect.
So a church may have, okay, I got the church, and then they'll have staff, and then they'll pull up their staff and they'll have all their emails on this one page. And over in the corner, you can press this button and it pulls everybody's email. You just highlight it, throw that junk in Excel. That may be like 50 emails. You go to another church, do the same thing. That's another 50. They may have 100 people on staff. So I get up to about 500 to 700 emails, and I already been through maybe 20 to 30 churches. And I collected all these emails, and I'm about to get ready to contact 30 churches with about 600 to 700 emails. And bam, that's my blast. One click of a button, put it in, click, and it goes to everybody.
What is your success rate? What is like the return on?
That's the thing I have to monitor, because I haven't, but I can feel it. You can feel that people are responding. And sometimes you'll get people, like I had a lady in October, she said, it was a church in Tennessee. She was like, we got your email last year, but we didn't have anything for you. So now we're deciding, we have a comedy show. Can you come and how much you charge?
Boom. So let's say you send out, you said you have to monitor this, but maybe this will spark some sort of insight, is that you say let's say you send 100 emails, how many typically respond, and then how many convert?
I would say, like I said, I don't have the exact number, but I would say if you send out 100 emails, you may get 10 response.
Yeah.
Maybe 20 sometimes. But like they may come, you may get 5 to 10 that comes directly like that quick. And then you may get someone that never respond, but respond 2 or 3 months later. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you got to keep sending the email, that's why I put them in MailerLite, because you're going to keep getting the email until you say no or unsubscribe. Listen, no is not, look, because a lot of people think because a person didn't answer, that means no. No, it doesn't mean that. It just means they didn't answer. You got to tell me no. You got to tell me. And I have some people say, can you please get me off your email blast? I've had people that done that, and can you not email us anymore? Okay, all right, well, how did you get my email? It's on the website. Why are you asking me how did I get your email when your email is on your site?
Yeah. You
put your email on the site for people to contact you. So emails work. Emails work. And I got it really... Before I was doing it, well, this is after, because Kevin Hart even talks about emails in his book. But I was already doing emails. I already sending emails out. But he tells us the importance of emails. Like after a show, collect emails. If you're doing a tour, you should be collecting emails. If you're doing comedy circuit, headlining comedy clubs, you should collect emails because those people, you're going to be coming back next year. Mm-hmm. So if I got your email and you're in Atlanta, I got all these emails that I come to Atlanta and I title that email, that Excel file, Atlanta people. Every time I come to Atlanta, so when I come back, I send you an email blast. Hey y'all, coming back to Atlanta, click here to get your tickets. If they had a good time last year, they're going to come back this year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why aren't we collecting emails? I think sometimes people give us the knowledge and we just look over and we don't pay attention.
Yeah, it's all timing too. You can hear something 10 times, but it may take that 10th time for it to actually register with you.
Man, sometimes it still don't register.
And sometimes it doesn't.
Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, we have some comedians are some of the laziest
entitled
profession in the world. Because we get up and we talk on the mic, but we're some of the especially when it comes to the business side, and sometimes when it comes to the writing side. You know, even if you don't write on a piece of paper, or sometimes we get lazy when it comes to producing content.
Yes,
for
sure.
But we're lazy, man. We're some of the laziest people when it comes to business and profession.
Well, that's the goal of this, is to maybe help at least inspire some people to not be lazy.
I hope so, man. Get your
How do you collect emails? Do you have like an app, or do you just get them to write it down, or?
If I do shows, I will collect, like if I do a church show or something like that, sometimes I will try to collect emails. And I'm getting more into that because of the Kevin Hart book. But the way I get my emails is from, I literally sit at my desk and go, like if it's church this day, it may be college. So one week I went through because I still do Christian comedy and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And one week I remember going through all the Christian colleges, like all colleges that had, it was like 100 of them. Went to every college website, and pull up their chaplain and pull up their supervisor or campus life supervisor. Grab their email, send them an email, man.
So how do you name your price? Do you calculate, because that's something comedians also struggle with, is one, knowing their worth, and also even how to even calculate what your price should be.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. Listen, if you don't know your price range and you're struggling with it, the easiest thing you can do is ask the budget.
Okay.
What is the intended budget?
Okay.
That's all you got to do. Listen, if they email you, hey, how much you charge, or I want to book you. Hey, thank you for contacting me. What is your intended budget for your event? Easy.
Boom.
And then they will tell you. And some people y'all are under. I'm going to give you an example. So I'm on Gig Salad, which I don't like Gig Salad no more.
I've heard of that.
I really don't. I'm not a fan of Gig Salad because people were low. I've been getting cut by other comedians, and I had to call one out. I won't put their name out. So this show was in the new year. It was like January 6th. Now, if you're a comedian, you know you don't get no gigs that first week in January. Sometimes January is super slow. Now, but the first week in January, it's like December. The lady hits me up through Gig Salad. I want you on January 6th. I said, hey, what's your budget? It's 15 minutes for $500. 15 minutes, $500. I'm going to take that.
Right.
It's December. I think it was like December 20th. It's about to be new. It was like 2 weeks. Man, I'm going to take that. 15 minutes in Atlanta. I'm home. Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take 15 minutes for $500. Easy money. But I'd send her, if you know Gig Salad, I'd send her the quote. She asked for the quote. I hurry up and send it to her. And then she comes back. I mean, this is like 30 minutes. Yeah, we found a comedian that said he's going to do it half your price. And I said, okay, well, because I'm at a point now, I'm like, the lowest I will go is I'll go 400, but I'm not going to do that because of him. Mm-hmm. And I shouldn't even did that because she really wanted me in the first place. She ended up booking me because she wanted me. She was just trying to play that game. So I'm like, I got to figure out who this comedian is. So one day, this dude come to my house And I'm sharing the story. I'm like, man, this gig salary, somebody undercutted me, man, blah, 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 blah. They don't even know, man, the gig was $500. He was like, for real? He was like, that was me. I said, you idiot. I said, dude, you were about to do it for $250 when she had $500 on the table. But you're trying to get a gig so bad, you didn't even ask for the budget. I said, and I told her, she still went after me, went for me, and I charged her $400. Still got my, but I'm like, dude, if you don't know your price, just ask for the budget. Boom. You're undercutting yourself. And sometimes I undercut it myself. Sometimes the budget was way more than I asked for. But they was like, oh, that's it? Okay, well then we'll give you that.
Yeah, I think asking is a great little hack into getting the most out of your
just
money
find out, like, hey, what is your intended budget for this event? Mm-hmm. That's a great question. Because you may charge $200 and they may have a $3,000 budget.
Right.
And you think they're gonna say, oh, no, we'll give you $3,000. No, they're gonna say $200? Oh, okay. Then no one's gonna, you may get every once in a while somebody say, well, we wanna give you more. But how many people are gonna say, like, well, I had a $3,000 budget, but he's only, what, $200?
Yeah.
Well, we saved a lot of money.
Also know your value. If you are getting undercut, you can tell the booker, it's like, yeah, I mean, you can get a Kia Rio, or, you can get a guaranteed safety like Volvo that if it crashes, you won't blow up.
Do your thing.
You know what I mean?
But hopefully it just don't mess us up, especially when, like I said, when I was doing churches. Hopefully,
no offense to the Kia Rios out there either. Do your thing.
Let's be honest. If you first started if you just get into comedy, of course you're not going to be making big bucks.
Right.
And you're trying to build your audience and build your material. But I would still suggest ask for the budget. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you've been doing it for a month. You don't know about the money. You don't. But if you get somebody to come and say, hey, how much you charge? Ask for the budget. Stop undercutting yourself. Ask for people's budget. People get out of, I know my good friend Marvin Hunter always say, get out of other people's pockets.
He's been on here, yeah?
Yeah. Get out of their pockets. You don't know what they have. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know how much you charge, ask for the budget.
Another thing you do is you'll hustle through Eventbrite also.
Oh, yeah. Eventbrite, I haven't done it in a while because I've been on other websites, but Eventbrite is another place you can grab events. It's a place full of events. So, for instance, one time I went on Eventbrite, I have a bit about marriage. So the way I do my clips, when I send out videos and stuff like that, I don't send out a 20-minute video. I don't send out a 30-minute video. I break my videos down into topics and segments and stuff like that. So I have a bit about marriage that I created. So I went to Eventbrite and typed in the search engine, marriage. And all these events about marriage came up. Bridal shows, everything. I mean, and I went to every single, it was probably like 30 pages of events because you can search the region on Eventbrite. So you can pull it out. Like you can search just Georgia, but on that map, you can pull it out and search Southeast region and it'll give you all the events within those states in that map. So it was like 30 pages of events from in those states, like Alabama, Georgia, Florida, in the surrounding states. And I just started sending out emails to those events. This lady hit me up about a bridal show. She wanted me to host a bridal show. And it was like 3 weeks out. It was $1,500 gig. But she didn't know about me. I reached out to her and she was like, oh, I didn't think about a comedian or a comedian host for my event. And I ended up doing that bridal show for that amount.
So are you messaging them directly on Eventbrite?
You can do it directly through Eventbrite, or if you go to Eventbrite, sometimes you'll see that they put an email in the words in the description. Okay. You'll see an email, or you'll see a website of the company or the organization. You can just go to their website and pull the email from their website.
And what does the email say?
Same thing. Hey, my name is Alton Walker. Just wanted to know if you want to add comedy to your event. Here's my website, my reviews, and here's my link. So if for instance, if it's something about marriage, the marriage bit is going to be the first video link that I put on there. If it's a church, then I put something about church. That's the first link. If it's a college, I may have a bit about going to school or being in college. The struggles of college. That'll be my first video. So that way when they click it, oh, he has material for my audience. You know, and so when they look it up, oh man, you know, I've got this marriage retreat. This is perfect. He's talking about marriage. You know what I'm saying? So, dude, I'm telling you, man.
Having the clips tailored to the target.
It's
yo.
Oh, I got that from dude. I'm telling you, you could tell me something once and I got it.
Okay.
Dude named Akatunde, his manager.
I know Akatunde, yeah.
His manager told me about emailing.
Okay.
He said at one time, he was like, yeah, we email, we do cold emails and cold calls. They actually call people. They pick up their phone, and I had someone doing it, which I'm gonna go back to it. I'm about to hire an assistant. They actually pick up the phone and say, hey, my name is such and such. We have a comedian. Wanted to know who's over your events. Blah, 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 blah. They send them over. Hey, you got a comedian. Wanted to know if you want to come by or do such and such and such. So they actually pick up that phone and they get booked. I haven't got to the phone part, but I could do the emails all day. But when we did do phone, we were doing phone. We did it for a week. And we had such a great response. We had an awesome response from picking up their phone and talking about Alton Walker coming into your company or your church.
Did you have a script or anything? Or?
No, it's just, I had a friend of mine call and he picked up the phone. Hey, who coordinates your events? Who's over your events? They send them over. Hey, this is such and such, such, such. I am representing comedian Alton Walker. Just want to know if y'all have any events where you need a comedian to come in, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes we got, I think I booked that week maybe 2 gigs. Because they was like, oh yeah, we actually have such and such coming up. Let me see if my pastor or my such and such want you to come by. Can we get your email, blah, blah, blah. And it's like that, you know.
And then you just do like a percentage for the that would almost be like a booking agent, I guess.
Oh, well, if you book for me, I give percentage, yeah. At the time, I didn't have a booking manager. So it was my friend of mine.
That's what I meant, but your friend would get a percentage.
Yeah, I gave a percentage for if he booked it, if he got it, he got a percentage.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was saying.
Oh yeah, all day.
Dude.
But so Akatunde told me about that. And then I talked to another veteran comedian. He was talking about Marcus D. Wiley. Probably he's a comedian. He's on the gospel side, straight gospel. And he the one told me about doing comedy that that's geared towards your target audience.
Yeah. That's winner right there.
You know what I'm saying? So after he told me that, I immediately started expanding my thoughts on marriage. You know what I'm saying? That now it's like a 25-minute bit just on marriage, just relationship and marriage. It's like 25 to 30 minutes. So if I go to a retreat, I could do 30 minutes on just relationships.
But the clip you send may only be a couple minutes.
It's like a couple of minutes.
Just
like
for attention span.
Maybe 4 minutes. But it's got one bit about marriage and I thought it's very funny. And I send them that and they're like, and that's marriage is one topic. So they'll look at it. I have a marriage retreat. I'm about to have, matter of fact, I just did a marriage retreat in Macon. So I have this marriage retreat or I have this marriage conference or this bridal, whatever. And I have this audience, these couples, he's perfect. I need some entertainment and he's talking about marriage. Oh, that's perfect.
I could see also what we did a Type 5 podcast after one show because I've been a fan of yours and just your ability to also connect with your audience after the show because a lot of the times comedians are like, well, I did my show and and then I just stayed in the green room or whatever. But you get out and touch the people.
Man,
please
talk to people,
share
man.
The value of that.
Man, I've got a lot of gigs.
Boom.
Not even hitting the stage sometimes. Sometimes it was just talking to people. And then they ask you what you do. You know, and I believe in it. It's real. This is cliche-ish, but it's network is your net worth. We say it all the time. People throw it around. Network is your net worth. The more people you know, the more money you make. The more, and they got this thing called like it's not about who you know, it's not about what you know. I know you heard about, it's about who you know, it's about what you know. You ever heard of that before?
I've heard it's not the grades you make, it's the hands you shake.
Yeah, but it's not even, so I always say it's not about who you know, it's not about what you know, but it's about who knows you. So it's a difference. Like we know a lot of people, but if they don't know you and know what you do, how can I book you? How can I use you? So you going out and wearing hot breath or wearing a shirt that says funny to me. That's why I started wearing things that says that I'm a comedian. You know, I got a shirt that says I play too much. So when I'm out, people look at my shirt and say, oh, yeah, he's got to be funny. He's got to be blah, blah, blah. What you do, man? And I get it all the time. I like your shirt. Are you a comedian? Oh, yeah. Where can I come check you out at? oh man, I'm either at the ATL Comedy Theater or here, or here's my card if you need, the book.
So you got a card?
Yeah, I got cards.
Okay.
You could book me or follow me on social media, but networking, how many times you got a gig from somebody just calling you and saying, hey, somebody told me about you.
Yeah.
You did this. It's about talking. It's about shaking hands. And that's why after every show, I don't care where I'm at that door shaking hands when people walk out.
I've seen you.
Every time, hey girl, what's going on? Give me a hug. Hey, and that'll seal. Sometimes that'll seal the deal. Like, you was funny on stage, but now I like you as a person.
Right.
So I want to book you. I want to, and Atlanta Comedy Theater, there's people that found me on social media, on Facebook. Hey, I seen you at ATL Comedy Theater. You were hilarious. And the fact that I'm clean, they're like, oh man, my mom's birthday coming up, or my church is having this, or, I get a lot of more clean shows because I listened to your whole comedy. You didn't cuss one time.
Yeah.
So my mom can listen to you. And that's how you get booked.
So what got a few more minutes here. What is the, a couple of your streams are like hosting events. You also do workshops, stand up as well. What are some of your other streams?
Those are the main things. My workshop and my stand up. I also got, I do a segment on Kiss 104. Right. So I have a contract with them. I do that every morning.
And
which
that
is
come from just word of mouth too? Like they saw you somewhere?
Well, it came through social media. Okay. Zooman Miller saw me doing my Deacon Quattlebaum thing where I put the afro and I was singing. And he was like, I want to bring that, however that thing you doing on social media, to Kiss 104. Now, it was supposed to go to somebody else. I ain't gonna bring no names up. It was supposed to go to somebody else, but they were so concerned about contract and this and this and that. And I was like, yo, I do it for free.
Ooh.
Like, and I ain't tell them that, but it was known that I do it for free. Like, so from November to like June, I was throwing them segments, and I didn't have to do it as much, but I throw like once a week or 2 or 3 a month. And I just record a segment and send it to them. And sometimes like they have a topic. They're like, hey man, can you do something on the Super Bowl? Bam, 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 bam. Send that junk to them in 30 minutes. They're like, oh man, there's production, a song, and everything within the production. So I did it for a couple of months for free, and then I get a phone call. Hey man, the program director wants your information. He wants to put some money in your pocket. And so I'm like, cool. Sent the contract. I didn't like the contract, so I had to send it back to him. That's a whole nother topic about reading contracts, because they wanted to own my material, and I'm like, I can't sign that. But they still they still didn't stop my pay. They started paying me, man, and I get a monthly check for doing comedy. Doing a segment from networking. Zooman, I knew him as a comedian, and then I was putting content on social media, and that content fit their audience, because Kiss 104, their audience is black women that go to church. So I do a prayer every morning that's hilarious, and they love it.
Yeah, and for all these events, actually, contracts are a good thing to touch on, because I had an OG actually send me a contract template that someone sent him, and he's been using for years. So like for all of these shows you're doing, do you have a contract you're sending them first?
Yeah, I send my contract out. I do have a contract template. But when you start getting into licensing and industry stuff, you have to pay attention to your contract, because there's some words in there that would throw you off. Now, and I love the company I work for. I love Cox Media and all that. But like I said, in that contract, it was saying that if I would have signed it, they would have been able to shop my segment to other companies or other stations within their company, and I probably wouldn't have got paid for it.
Right.
Because I was signing Cox Media, but to
own your stuff.
To own my stuff. I had to be like, I don't want y'all to own it, because it's still mine. Like, y'all asked me to give it to you. Like,
right.
This is still mine. I don't want you to own it. Now, you have exclusive rights in Georgia. Now, I won't go to another radio station here in Georgia, but in California and others, my segment can be syndicated, and it can be syndicated within your company. So I want to just make sure I'm good. I love them, and I love them. Like, Cox Media is one of the dopest I mean, they're huge. They're good. There's a good company. But Cox be.
I know he's covering his bases now. I love Cox now.
I love Cox, but understand, like, you got to understand business, and they understood business. You know what I'm saying? And what was crazy about it, the person that gave me the contract looked at it and said, "Oh, I didn't see that. I was just sending you a contract. Okay, this is the wrong contract for this."
Boom.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it had nothing. They were just doing that. He was just trying to do their job. But that contract, that means you own my character. Like, I can't give you the character. Where else? What I'm gonna do with it?
But you were doing the administrative work,
right?
Looking at the contract, combing through it,
and say, okay, yeah, that right there is gonna be a problem. Because if I give y'all my character, once we done, what do? Can I not use the character no more? Y'all own it.
So, are there any other?
I did the same thing for Sirius XM. I own my material. Yeah, I just got on Sirius XM, but I own the copyright to my material. I own it.
How'd you do that? That's the one you don't want to share? That's the one you don't want to
tell you about it.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of comedians, they record, whoever records your set is going to own your copyright. You know what I'm saying? That's how sometimes it works. And the copyright on Sirius XM, they get half of your royalties.
Oh, okay.
But I own mine. We got it where I got it recorded. We set it up. I broke it down into tracks, audio tracks, my bits and all that, and submitted it.
All right.
And we got some connections, submitted it. And I'm the performer and I own my own copyright.
All right, we'll talk. I'll send you an email. I'll send you an email with the details.
All I'm saying is get to the business. This man I hope this wasn't boring or whatever, but
calm down. You killed it, buddy.
Okay, you
killed it.
But I'm trying to I just want people to make money in what we do, and there's so much money out there to make. Either you can get it through social media. Now, social media is winning. If you can get 1 million followers, you can sell out shows at a comedy club. That's the best way. That's a great way to go. I don't have 1 million followers. Right. I have about, in between Facebook and Instagram, probably got 30,000 followers maybe.
Most people don't have 1 million followers.
Yeah, so if you got 1 million followers, I know comedians that I've put on stage for the first time, they going home with $11,000 on the weekend, and they just started comedy. Only been doing comedy for 10 months. I know one comedian that's only been doing comedy for 10 months and been getting 11, but she's selling out. You can't hate on that. And that social media takes work. Man.
Yeah, it's a job.
To create content like that, man. Come on, we do social media. It ain't that easy to get 1.5 million followers or 2 million followers. Creating content, man, that takes work, and I applaud them for doing what they do. So if you're not going to create content, then send out emails. Do something, man, to get booked.
Something.
Don't just sit there and then complain, man, this comedy, man, I'm done. I just gave you what you can do.
Boom.
To make money. Now you can sit there and complain, or you get this money.
So before we get out of here, is there anything else you want the world to know?
Man, book me. Nah.
yeah, that's why you're here, man.
Nah, man, I mean, I'm open. Like I said, I'm an open book, man. You know me. I'm always for giving information.
Except for the Sirius XM thing.
But Sirius XM is we're working on turning that to up.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be a guinea pig if you need, man.
Yeah. I'll definitely on that. I would definitely talk to you after when we get off. I'll tell you what we got going on to get that, make that work. Right.
So where can the if they do want to book you or follow you?
Yeah, follow me, Alton-Walker-show, across the board, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Alton Walker. Like I said, if you're a comedian, man, hey, hit me up. Young comedians, I'm always open. I'm always at the clubs. I'm tagging people. I'm giving people advice. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't use it. So that's why I just keep giving it out, because you got to use it. You got to put it to practice, And there's money out here for everybody. There's so many people, there's money out here for everybody.
For the people willing to do the work.
The people that's willing to do the work. If you notice, comedians that are successful are the comedians that put in work. You have to put in work, and it's more than, I'm not talking about just hitting stages. Yeah, I'm getting on these stages, man. There's more to it. It's a business out there.
Show business. The show is a job, the business is a job.
So you wondering, he's not funny, man. Why he getting booked? He got his business right.
Well, I hope, if anything, the listeners will leave here with their business right. And it's not going to be overnight. It's going to be a learning curve, and your emails will get better, and you'll get more efficient. So
you got to have a website linked.
You got a dope website. Yeah. A website's a must. It's almost like a billboard. You have social media, but a website adds legitimacy to what you're doing.
Right. So you got to have all that in place first. Yes. And So like I said, if you just starting, what I'm telling you, you probably can't use.
You got to have a product to sell.
Exactly.
You know, like I didn't start trying to sell myself till literally probably like 7 years in the game when I was like, oh, I have a quality product.
I saw you just did a podcast workshop.
Yeah, doing podcast workshops. Yeah.
That means you're listening, man.
Yeah, man.
We had one conversation and I look on there, I was like, podcast workshop. Okay.
Yeah, and there's even more ways. You're talking about, I have an 8-week comedy class. You're like, you could break that down into workshops.
Yeah.
Each week could be its own workshop.
Each week, yeah. You got so much information, man, that, like I said, you can create a website and it's a drop. Like I have on my Next in Line network, it's a drop down of, I think I got 15 workshops that I do. You know, and colleges, it's a budget out there for it, man.
Boom.
And you just got to send that email out, man. Or get in your car and sit down in front of their face and say, I have a podcast workshop. I see you have a mass communication program here. Want to see if you want to blah, 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 blah. And they may bring you in.
All right. Well, my man.
So get this money, man. Get your business right, man. You got to get the business right.
Alton Walker, my man. Thanks for being on Hot Breath.
Man, thank you, man. Like I said, I hope that was good. You
nailed it, man.
You know, like I said, sometimes this part can be a headache and can be a little bit, dull, but
this part, you mean the work part?
Yeah, just the information. You'd be like, oh man, it's so much.
Yeah, well, that's why people definitely want to listen to this a couple times.
Yeah,
definitely take notes on this. This was a master class on how you can actually turn your jokes into
profit,
money.
Jokes into.
I was trying to think of a J word that like jokes into notes, money notes.
It ain't Gennaro because it's dinero.
Gennaro?
You can't say Gennaro because that's not.
Turn your jokes into.
What's another word
jive?
for money that start with a J? I like that workshop, man.
Jokes into.
We need to talk, man.
I'll give you a percentage. I'll give you a finder's fee.
Because I'm telling you, my plan is what I just told you. I'm going to put it in the workshop because in the workshop you'll know exactly how to do it. Like I've just told you, but you still don't really know.
You got to in workshops more intimate. You actually connect.
I can show you what to download and all that stuff. So I'm actually trying to do a workshop.
All right. Well, we got it first.
So
Hot Breath.
Send them emails out, man. Let's do it.
Already. Thanks for being, man. Hot Breath.
And I just woke up, so I know my breath stink.
Well, that's why you got the water, man.
Oh, this is mint water?
That's for you. No, that's Hot Breath.